Hello folks and welcome. In this video, we are going to learn about constructors. Before jumping into the topic, I want to add one point here. If you recall advanced Java session 2 video with respect to instance variables, where we discussed about how to assign values to instance variables. We can assign in four ways, right? At the time of declaration, through object, through method, and through constructor. We skipped the fourth one, that is through constructor. Why? Why? Because we have to cover this as part of constructors. Okay, we will take a look now. Let's get started. Constructor. Constructor is a special method with name same as class name. Okay, if you define one method with name same as class name, then we can call it as constructor. It will be invoked automatically at the time of object creation. Okay, it doesn't return value even void also. What does it mean? For example, if you see here, this class contains one method, this is one constructor, and this is another constructor. Okay, method, this name is method one. Okay, this method name, this is different from class name. What is class name? Print data. So if you provide different name, then it is treated as method. Next one, print data. So print data is constructor. This name is same as class name, right? Both class name and this method name is both are same. So in that case, it is treated as constructor. Okay. It doesn't contain any parameters. See here, we did not provide any parameters. This is called as default constructor or constructor with no parameters, zero parameterized constructor, we can say. This is another constructor. Here it is also having same name as class name, right? Here we are providing the parameters, right? That's why we called it as parameterized constructor. Constructors are two types: default constructor with no parameters and parameterized constructor. It contains the parameters. Clear? It is also method only, but only difference is method name. Okay. See here, types of constructors. Zero parameterized constructor and parameterized constructor. Zero parameterized constructors means it doesn't contain any parameter. Okay. Parameterized constructor means it contains parameters. See here. Okay. This is related to instance variables, what we discussed at beginning. It is used to assign values to the instance variables at the time of object creation. Yeah, as you can see here, we defined constructors and as well as method. Okay, method. How can we call method? Okay, already we seen, right? Class name, object is equal to new class name. Through object, we can call method. Okay, but coming to the constructor, the way of referring constructor is different. Okay, see here, how can we call constructor? Class name, object equal to new class name. Okay, theoretically, just to, if you when you are talking about this one, a syntax, na, we can say it is the class name, okay, verbally. But to technically speaking, it is not class name. It is actually constructor. Okay, see here, it is the constructor, print data. This is the default constructor. Okay, so we are not providing any parameters. This is default constructor. When you are executing this now, by default, it will be executed. Okay, but no need to specify again object dot print data. Okay, like normal approach here. This is the normal approach, right? Object dot method. Here, no need to specify object dot print data and object dot print data and these parameters. At the time of object creation only, it will invoke automatically. That is the difference between method and constructor. Let's take a look at example. You will get more clarity. Let me create one class. Okay, where we can create both default constructor and as well as parameterized constructor. This is default constructor. The method which is defined with name same as class name without any parameter. Then it is called as default constructor, right? Similarly, if you define method with same name as class name with parameters, for example, into n1 comma into n2. Okay, let me create instance variables. Instance into x into y. Okay, x equal to n1, y equal to n2. Okay, I will explain. Just wait for a moment. Equal to let me create normal method as well. Simply method one. Okay, let's see how can we call normal method this zero parameterized constructor and parameterized constructor. In case of normal method, just we need to create through object only we can access, right? But in case of parameterized constructor, directly we can specify like this. Okay, we need to provide another. Already we defined, right? Okay, it is to invoke main method, to invoke normal method. It is to invoke zero parameterized constructor. Okay, now how can we invoke this one? Okay, that is important. It is parameterized constructor, right? Here when we executed this one, so when control comes into this one, first it will execute. There is no parameterized parameters, right? Here we can pass parameters. Okay. Now see the magic. If we execute this class, what will happen? Let me put debug point here. See here, by default, whenever it will execute, automatically default will be executed. That's why just I have written main method as well. Okay. Next, this is method one. Now, here also we specified this one, right? This is default constructor. Again, it's been executed. It is executing, right? Next, coming to this one, see here, parameterized constructor is executing now, right? We execute this one. It is calling parameterized constructor. It is passing values 10 and 20. This value is 10 assigned to x and y value is assigning to n2 value is assigning to y. So here what we are doing, we are assigning values to instance variables. Okay, x equal to 10 and y equal to 20, right? X equal to 10 and y equal to 20. So how we are assigning here? Through parameterized constructor. Okay, this is about constructor concept. Okay, finally we will see what is the difference between method and constructor. Okay, let's take a look. See here, this is method and this is constructor. Okay, in case of method, class name and method name should be different. In case of constructor, class name and constructor name should be same. Okay, and method name will be referred by dot operator. What does it mean? Method will invoked by object. Okay, it is referred by dot operator. Okay, here we are using this dot operator, right? Yeah, it is referred by dot operator. But coming to constructor, it will be invoked by new operator. Okay, it will be invoked by new operator. Coming to the method, it might return value or might not return value. Okay, there is a possibility of return value or may not return value. So in that case, if it doesn't return any value, return type is void. If it returns value, the return type is its data type. But coming to the constructor, in both cases, okay, zero parameterized constructor and parameterized constructor doesn't return any value, even void also. If it doesn't return any value means we should not specify void. Okay. And coming to the method, we can invoke number of times as per our requirement. But coming to the constructor, it will be invoked only once at the time of object instantiation. That means object creation. During the object creation only, it will be invoked that to one time only. Okay, I hope you got it. That's all about this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Okay, you got it. I hope you got it. That is about constructor. That's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching.